Today, we're going to learn how to make the bubbles in our smoke and bubble machine glow in the dark without tearing apart highlighters. And they're going to glow more, way more. The glowing bubble thing, it's been done before. A lot of people do it. They'll use highlighter pens, they'll tear them apart, they'll soak them in water. I don't really know how I want to use this effect yet. This is one of those effects that the effect is cool, but I don't really know where I'm going to use it. So maybe if you have any ideas, and put them in the comments, because I'm open to suggestions on this, but I know the effect is going to be cool. My idea, I want to hear yours, but my idea is that I kind of disguise this machine behind the trash can where the skeleton is. It's already got that kind of toxic waste feel to it. So I'm thinking that maybe the glowing bubbles coming up from behind there might add, and you know, full of smoke too, might add a really good like whole toxic dump vibe to it all. But then I was also thinking about maybe like a zombie type deal where we have zombies going through the yard, like a whole low-lying green fog thing with zombies crawling around, and maybe glowing bubbles coming up from that fog or around that area. So what we're going to use is this 1500 watt fog and bubble machine. You can hook it up to DMX, so you can sync this thing with music and other lights if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm probably just going to have it on a timer. It has it built in. You can actually use the timer that's built into it, so, and you can use a lot of these effects already that are just built in. So you can use this as a standalone too, which I like. It holds a ton of fog fluid and bubble fluid, which is what I really like about it, because I can put it out there once and it'll go all night long, and I won't have to worry about refilling it or anything like that. Okay, so I think I've got this thing pretty much figured out. I do think the LED setting that I have it on right now is black light, is ultraviolet light. Can't be 100% sure till it gets dark. There's so many different variations of color that come out of this thing. Until I see it fluoresce, I really won't know. Before the end of this video, we'll know if that's black light or not. All you're going to need to pull this effect off is the machine itself. This is the fog juice I'm using. It's a high density fog juice. I would recommend a high density fog juice no matter what brand you use. I use this Essential Values. It's every bit as good as any other brand I've used. I've used tons of different ones. This works every bit as good as any of the higher priced brands that I've used. Probably better. Made in the USA too, so, and you can't go wrong for the price. Spend what you want, but this is just as good. The next thing you're going to need, and I know you can make it yourself, but it's just really convenient to have it in these big jugs. This pack I got comes in a set of 2 of these. You get a whole gallon of bubble juice or bubble liquid for a very nominal price. I don't remember what it cost, but it was cheap. You're going to need the bubble juice. You pour it right in the front of the machine there. Anything that you don't use, these come with a little funnel, and the back of this machine has a little drain plug, and so you just raise it up on a table or something and let it drain right back into the bottle and use it next year or at your next event, whatever that might be. Here is the stuff that is going to make it glow beyond what any highlighter could ever do. This is Green Gobbler tracing dye. This is stuff that plumbers use to like find leaks, and I use it in Halloween props. And if you buy a gallon of this stuff, if you get a gallon of it and you're not a plumber, you're just like a person using it for Halloween props, you will never buy it again. This gallon will last you for your entire life. Your grandkids will be using this same gallon of green tracer dye, more than likely, for their Halloween props. Because all you're going to do, you're just going to put a dash, and I mean like a dash. That's probably way too much. Okay, what I just put in there is probably way too much. I just dropped that little bit of a dash in there. Look at that stuff. It's not even stirred up yet. And I know some of you are already wondering, like, is this stuff going to stain everything that it comes in contact with? And the truth is, I don't know. It may. I don't know. So test it and be safe. Look, I've had this in Halloween props before, and I've dumped that water. So that's all it is water with green tracing dye. I've dumped it out on stuff in the yard, go back a week later and never see it. But may or may not stain things. Use it outdoors and test it first. I don't think I'd use this inside. Just saying. Don't think I'd want it on my couch. Probably would stain something like that. Ask me in the comments if it stains anything outside after about like a month after Halloween, and I'll tell you. But for right now, I'm just going to wing it and we'll see. Some things are more important than others. To me, Halloween is one of the most important things. So I'm going to, take a chance. Sometimes you got to take a chance for spook's sake. Before we see these at nighttime, let's just give them a look and see what they look like in the daytime. This may or may not be awesome. You might not be able to see this on film, but I can definitely see it. There's some spooky green haze going on with these bubbles. I'm gonna let it run because I want to see if it stains anything. I've got a white rocking chair here that is very dirty, but none of that dirt seems to be yellow dye coming from the broken bubbles. I mean, you have to ask yourself if it's worth staining your gargoyle for. I don't know. It is to me. And actually, it didn't stain my gargoyle. So I think we're good. I think the staining thing is not going to be an issue. All right, the only thing left to do for us out here is to come back when it gets dark and put a black light on this. See, number one, is that really a black light built into this machine? Number two, with whatever black light we use, how awesome are these bubbles going to be? We're about to find out. And through the magic of editing, it's nighttime. And even though it's nighttime, I do have to apologize. There's a learning curve on videography, and apparently me turning off my flash on my camera is something that I need to learn in that curve. But even competing with the light coming from my camera, you can see the green glow on some of these bubbles, and it is a lot more intense in person. And I told you earlier in the video that I'd let you know if the light built into the machine was indeed an ultraviolet light, and I don't think it is. It didn't seem to have the same effect on the fluorescence as the black light flashlight that I had in my hand. When I put the black light flashlight on the bubbles, it was a little more intense, definitely, than what was coming out of the machine. Now, I will say the other colors coming out of the machine had a really neat effect on the look of the bubbles, especially with the smoke inside the bubble. Something about the colored light on the bubbles that were filled with smoke, I guess it's because the bubble is more opaque, is actually very satisfying. So if you want to have like a green fog, I actually think the green light might be the best bet. So a couple things I learned. Number one, when these bubbles burst on your patio or wherever else, they definitely are going to leave a little bit of a, fluorescent yellow green stain. It was easy for me to wash off with a hose. Don't do this inside. Don't do this effect inside. You want to use the bubble smoke machine inside? Fine. Don't put the fluorescent stuff in it because it will stain everything for sure. 100%. The other thing I learned was the more intense your black light is shining on the bubbles, and this should be obvious, the better the effect is. So the little purple light coming from the machine, I don't even think it was ultraviolet light, so it didn't do much of anything. The black light flashlight I had did much better, but it's not very intense at all. So what you saw in the video is not nearly as intense of an effect as you can get, and it was competing against, the freaking flash from a camera because I was an idiot and didn't turn it off. Use the glowing stuff if you want to kind of take it to another level, but even the machine itself with no glow whatsoever, just the bubbles and the smoke at nighttime with the LEDs, pretty cool. And look, if you want to try any of this stuff, I will link it all in the description. If you use those links, it helps the channel out. Really appreciate it if you do that. If you don't, no big deal. It's just an easy way to find it. And remember, it's never too early to start planning for Halloween. So until the next one, stay spooky.